Did you know that approximately half of the garbage you throw away could be composted? Imagine the impact you could make. Composting is more than just a trendy, eco-friendly habit, it's a powerful tool in our quest for sustainability. By composting, we can transform half of our household waste that would otherwise be destined for the landfill into a valuable resource. It's an easy yet impactful step towards a greener future. Start making a difference today, one compost heap at a time. Ever wondered how you could reduce your carbon footprint? Composting is the answer. Composting is not just a way to dispose of organic waste, it's a method to lessen our impact on the environment. Let's dive into how it does just that. Every year, we produce a staggering amount of waste. A significant portion of this waste is organic, things like vegetable peels, coffee grounds, and grass clippings. These could be returned to the earth, but instead, they often end up in landfills. Here they decompose without oxygen, a process that releases methane, a potent greenhouse gas. Composting, on the other hand, lets these materials decompose naturally, in the presence of oxygen, reducing the production of methane. By composting our organic waste, we can divert a considerable amount of material away from landfills, helping to curb the release of harmful greenhouse gases. And the benefits don't stop there. The compost created is a rich, nutrient-dense material that can enrich our gardens and landscapes. By composting, you are actively contributing to a cleaner, healthier planet. Want to give your garden a boost? Composting can do that. With composting, you're not just reducing waste, you're creating a rich, fertile soil that can supercharge your garden. So, how does this work? Composting introduces beneficial organisms to your soil. These little helpers break down organic material, such as leaves and vegetable peels, transforming them into nutrient-dense compost. This compost, often referred to as black gold, is a powerhouse of nutrients that plants love. By composting, you're enhancing your garden's fertility and productivity. It's like giving your plants a gourmet meal. They'll thank you with lush growth, vibrant flowers, and bountiful harvests. But the benefits don't stop there. Compost also improves soil structure, helping it to retain more water and reducing the need for artificial irrigation. It even helps to balance soil pH, ensuring optimal conditions for plant growth. In essence, composting is nature's way of recycling and giving back to the earth. It's a simple act with profound benefits. So, why not give it a try? Why buy expensive fertilizers when you can make your own for free? That's right. Composting is not just an eco-friendly practice, it's also a way to keep your hard-earned money where it belongs, in your pocket. Let's break it down. Store-bought fertilizers and soil additives can be quite pricey. They're often packed with chemicals that, while they may boost your plants in the short term, can be harmful in the long run. On the other hand, compost is a natural, chemical-free soil enhancer that you can create from everyday waste like vegetable peelings, coffee grounds, and lawn clippings. By composting, you're essentially creating a rich, nutrient-dense soil additive that your plants will love, and you're doing it for free. Plus, by reducing your need for commercial garden products, you're also reducing your contribution to the demand for these, often environmentally harmful items. So, consider this. Composting isn't just good for the environment, it's good for your pocket too. Did you know composting can help reduce the need for harmful pesticides? Yes indeed, composting can play a substantial role in curtailing the use of these chemicals. How does this work, you ask? Well, compost enriches the soil with beneficial microorganisms. These little helpers break down organic matter into nutrients that plants can use, fortifying them against pests and diseases. Healthy plants are less susceptible to damage, reducing the need for synthetic pesticides. But that's not all. Compost also encourages the presence of insects and small animals that naturally control pests. Ever heard of ladybugs? These tiny creatures are nature's pest control, preying on harmful bugs like aphids and mites. Moreover, compost creates a balanced ecosystem in your garden, one where plants, insects, and microorganisms work together to keep your garden thriving and pest-free. So instead of reaching for that bottle of chemical pesticide, consider the compost pile as your first line of defense. Composting is a natural and safe way to protect your plants. Ever thought of how you can help the local wildlife? Start composting. Composting is more than just a method to reduce waste and enrich soil. It's a way to give back to the environment, especially to our local wildlife. Compost heaps are a treasure trove for many small creatures. They provide a habitat for insects like beetles and worms, which in turn are a food source for birds and other animals. But it doesn't stop there. The nutrient-rich compost you produce feeds plants and trees, which serve as homes and food sources for a plethora of animals. The circle of life is beautifully represented in a compost heap. By composting, you're not just disposing of kitchen scraps and yard waste, you're creating a mini ecosystem that supports biodiversity. It's an easy and practical way to contribute to the preservation of wildlife, right in your backyard. Composting supports biodiversity and helps maintain a balanced ecosystem. Want to help combat climate change? Compost your waste. Now you might be wondering, how does composting help reduce emissions? Well, the answer lies in how waste is typically handled. When organic waste ends up in a landfill, it decomposes in an oxygen-deprived environment, leading to the production of methane, a greenhouse gas 25 times more potent than carbon dioxide. But when we compost our waste, it decomposes in the presence of oxygen, resulting in the production of carbon dioxide instead of methane. This process significantly reduces the emission of harmful greenhouse gases. Also, composting at home means less waste transportation, further contributing to decreased emissions. So, in a way, every time you compost, you're doing your part to keep our atmosphere cleaner. Remember, we don't have to make drastic changes to fight climate change. Sometimes the most effective actions are the ones that start right at home. Composting is a small step with a big impact in the fight against climate change. Did you know composting can help improve water quality? That's right, this earth-friendly practice plays a significant role in safeguarding our water resources. When you compost, you're creating a nutrient-rich soil that acts as a natural filter. This soil helps to absorb and break down contaminants before they reach our groundwater. Think of it as a barrier, standing guard against pollutants that might otherwise infiltrate our water supply. Composting also reduces the need for synthetic fertilizers, which often contribute to water pollution. These fertilizers can run off into our waterways, causing an overgrowth of algae that harms aquatic life and disrupts ecosystems. But with compost, we can enrich our soil naturally and keep our waterways cleaner. Moreover, compost can help with soil erosion. Healthy, compost-enriched soil tends to hold together better, reducing runoff and helping to protect our rivers and lakes. In essence, composting is not just about reducing waste or enriching soil, it's also about preserving the quality of our water. Composting helps protect our precious water resources. Want to leave a better world for future generations? Teach them to compost. Composting is not just a tool for enriching soil and reducing waste, it's also an excellent hands-on learning experience for the younger generation. It's an engaging way to introduce kids to the concepts of sustainability, waste reduction, and environmental responsibility. Consider this. When children see food scraps and yard waste turning into nutrient-rich compost, they get a first-hand look at the cycle of life. They learn that nothing in nature goes to waste and that they too can play a part in this beautiful cycle. Moreover, composting provides a practical lesson in responsibility. It teaches children that their actions can have a direct impact on the world around them. It instills in them a sense of stewardship and respect for the environment. By composting, you're not just improving your garden, you're planting seeds for a greener future. So, let's start today and lay the groundwork for a more sustainable tomorrow. Composting isn't just a chore, it's a joy. Picture this, you're turning something most people consider waste into a rich, valuable resource. It's a bit like alchemy, isn't it? Transforming what's discarded into black gold for your garden. You're not just tossing out the peelings from last night's dinner, you're feeding your plants and in turn yourself and your family. And the satisfaction doesn't end there. Composting connects you to the natural cycle of life and decay, a process that has been going on for millions of years. It's a hands-on way to engage with our environment, to understand and appreciate the intricate balance of nature. It's also a way to take responsibility for our waste, to reduce our impact on the planet. Each time you compost, you're making a small but meaningful contribution to a healthier world. So why not give it a try? Join the composting revolution and experience the joy of turning waste into wealth.